Hello, everybody. Welcome to David's Kitchen. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. That's right, I have a little intro, musical intro. I am here to talk to all of you about how to make a tuna meltdown. Yeah, and I am ready to go. This is happening. We are now broadcasting a show, and it's being live casted across various networks. And I want to thank Robin for helping me out get on the Tiki Live network. That was great. And we're using technology to its maximum because today is Technology Thursday. And it's going to be exciting to see, if we can pull this off. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. And what's really good is we have a chance to listen to jets in the background. Listen to this. I don't know if you can hear it. That's one of 30 or 40 flyovers every day now over my house. And they told me at the real estate office when we bought this area that I'm in the no-fly zone. That's the no-fly zone. And I called the Navy. They said there is no no-fly zone. That was pretty funny. Okay, so what's in this? Very simple. We're going to put 2 cans of albacore in this meal. Now, a portion of the albacore I'm going to split off just to make a tuna salad. I'm going to kind of show you guys how to make a quick tuna salad. That's a side thing, because I'm going to actually do a little meltdown on one specific tuna fish melt. But I'm also going to be making a variety of vegetables. Onion. Let me get this in the main screen here. Yeah, onion is a big component of this meal. Mushrooms. 3 medium large mushrooms, and then some celery that you can see is pretty much ready to be eaten. I've got a little bit of brown mark on here. So this is organic celery. The albacore I got at Costco for $1.25 a can, which is a great deal. And I'm going to use 12 ounces of peas. These are organic peas, but I got these a while back. But you can buy a pound of or 12 ounces of peas at the dollar store for $1. So far this is $2.50, $3.50. I'm going to say the vegetables would be $4.50. I'm going to use a half a box of farfalle, which is bow tie pasta. That would be another 50 cents because I get those for $1 a box, non-GMO. And that's up to 5. And I'm going to add a $1 can of lobster bisque to this dinner. Now remember I bought a bunch of these cans? They add really great flavor. Now you could replace that with mushroom soup if you want. So mushroom soup with the tuna kind of makes its own little thing. But I'm going to kind of make a mock lobster thing with the tuna. And I'm going to start cooking the vegetables right away. Yeah, believe me, we are growing peas. Yeah, Sarah's got a beautiful garden where she works. I've been adding great vermiculture that she brings to our home now. And we're starting our gardens up with raised gardens and whatever we can. The big problem with growing things is the cost of fertilizer. So if you can have a farm animal, like even rabbits could work. They could make fertilizer for you. I just never wanted to do that. It's just a lot of work. And I'm kind of prepared to do that if I have to snag a rabbit in my area and domesticate them, which you can do. If you find one in the wild, or 2 in the wild, you can actually breed them. That's if you're in really a survival situation. Anyway, we're talking very simple ingredients. I will be using 2 pieces of bread too to make the sandwich, the tuna melt. But the meltdown is going to be a complete pasta dish ready to go. So I'm going to turn that water back here on to level 6 just to get it going. I put a cover on it. Yeah, I think get the angle up just a bit. There we go. All right. Yeah, I don't think eating out of your humanure would be a good thing. Yeah. You could really get some bad E. coli poisoning if you did that. I believe. Yeah. Just, don't do that. All right. What's the old saying? Don't crap where you eat. Don't use Roundup. Don't use herbicides. Don't use pesticides. Use natural Companion planting is one way to do it. You can plant certain plants like onions and garlic, keep insects away. You can put like a powder in the back. One thing you use is white flour. Works great to stop snails. White flour or diatomaceous earth, but don't breathe it because that's dangerous. Yeah, the Cheap Eating Network. Welcome everybody. So this is a relaxing show. Cooking is not supposed to be really difficult. It should be really simple. So we'll get started. Yeah, it's a great stove. These modern stoves are awesome. I have a great kitchen. I haven't really shown you my kitchen here. You can't see out the windows. I have views of the Olympic Mountains out here, but I keep a really nice kitchen, and I'm growing this beautiful capsicum medusa plant. It takes forever to grow. They grow little red peppers, and those capsicum medusas are actually good for you. They're good with pain control for some people with, skin care. They're finding success from capsicum medusa with skin cancers. That's interesting. Not all skin cancers, but they're seeing some benefits from this hot pepper applied to your skin. Yeah, interesting, huh? It is? It's an aphrodisiac? Wow. I would not cook with it because it's so hot, but I definitely could see, medicinal uses of it. Like if you have arthritis, some people benefit from capsicum, which is a kind of a cream. It's people who get shingles, I think, have. Anyway, you have to talk to your doctor to find out. Let's do this. Yeah, is this enough light? Because I could turn the light on, but I think we're good. Okay, so you want to bisect your onion like this. Cut the base off. Not quite all the way off, just enough to peel it. And peel it off. The base is really great. This is a good peeler. Wow. No hassle, no muss, no fuss. Wow, that was easy. Always keep your hands banked in away from the knife. Okay, there's one half. This one I'm going to use part of it to make a tuna fish salad, so I'm going to cut it a little bit tighter. But the other I'm just going to put in a pan and start sauteing. All right. I'm going to use the big pan back here. I'm going to start that out at level 3. Cool. Now I use a French curl knife. They make Chinese knives that are straight. I like French curl because you can kind of go like this with it. All right. Here we got 2 burners in the back going. I'm going to get some olive oil in there because that's my favorite thing to cook with. I'm also going to take the celery and chop that up, and I'm going to use part of that celery and part of the onions for a tuna salad, a standard tuna salad, which will require a small pickle. So if you happen to have some relish you picked up at the Jack in the Box or something. Cool, you're doing the same thing, Celery Chef, too? Excellent. We're going to get to the celery in just a bit. I only consume about, I'd say maybe 10 ounces of red meat a week, max. They say that red meat can lead to prostate cancer, so I'm kind of avoiding too much red meat. But I noticed that when I was a vegetarian for 5 years, I got really weak. I don't know, it seemed like my joints were really suffering. I had some ligament problems when I was a vegetarian, so I also noticed that my teeth were like floating in my mouth. That was weird. I would take my teeth and go, oh, that's weird. And I still have the same teeth. It's just they were moving around when I was a vegetarian. So I think there's something to be said about amino acids. So you want to get other types of protein too, especially nuts, nut protein, or legumes, whatever. Okay, so let's get that olive oil in there. I'm coming down to the end of my organic olive oil. It's almost reached the bottom here. I got maybe one more use. I put about 3 teaspoons in there. And the pan is hot, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw the onions inside. I'm saving some of the onions for a fine dice. This is the large dice. Just throw that in there. That's your first base. I'm going to take a little bit of a celery here and kind of use one celery to make a tuna salad on the side here. I'm going to use strictly mayonnaise on this tuna salad. So if you're ever on the go, you can use mayonnaise when making it. I kind of prefer using yogurt and mayonnaise, but when all you got is mayonnaise, that's all you got. I'll do a very fine cut on the tuna salad. Both the onions and the celery, you want to make sure it's a very fine cut. Okay, I'm going to take Y2K canned tuna, really. I do have some of that. Yeah, I do have some of that. I have my trusty tuna salad bowl here. And I'm going to pop these cans open while I'm here. I don't bother with an electric can opener. Those can be kind of weird and problematic. I remember we had an electric can opener in my family for so long that I nearly electrocuted myself on it. I kept thinking, gosh, this is like 30 years old. It should still work. And the dang things had a very, very hard, snappy kind of shock. It's like, oh, that's going in the garbage. All right. That way you say mayonnaise. Sounds faggy. Oh, would you like to say mayonnaise? I think you've got mayonnaise on your mind there, Celery Chef. You don't think you would eat Y2K tuna? Why? You prefer it after Fukushima got contaminated again? Yeah, the tuna now is so much better because it has cesium in it and high gamma ray content. You're right. That's a good point. The food from Y2K is actually healthier for you. I know that sounds hard to believe. Sardines are good. Yeah, I hear you. Anyway, you can replace everything with sardines if you want. Okay, now I see that juice at the top of this. Normally I would throw that in the sink. So what I'm going to do is throw that in the sink. This is the one I'm going to rinse out. And I run a little water through it and rinse it a couple times. Or at least one time. Yeah, you don't need all that extra salt. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in this container here. Because that's going to be the basis of my tuna salad. Now normally you can put all of this together in this, whoa, sorry. That's wild cam. We had a wild cam there, man. Now, see, that's what people really want to see. They want to see wild camera movements. Yeah, they live for that. Yeah, I was thinking of mounting the show on a Steadicam and walking around just doing it, looking at myself like a selfie. That would be kind of funny. Well, yeah, eat sardines. They're full of zinc, Hey, let's talk now about what we're going to do with this tuna. I'm going to take a fork and kind of break it up. The tuna salad has to be broken up to a fine. You see how small that is in the container? Well, we got to get that up to a little bit bigger. I have not tried using the styrströming. No, Darth. I bet that sounds really good. You can use dried codfish, but it's very dry and salty too. I like albacore. I especially like this brand Kirkland puts together. Dolphin safe. But you're going to get a little Fukushima in there no matter what. Yeah, I've got that water cooking at level 6, so that should be hot pretty soon. Like with all my shows, I put a little Himalayan salt, sea salt, which has 84 minerals in it. I put that in my water, so. Nice pinch of salt in there. Add your mineral content to your bow tie. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take this. This is a full can of tuna here. I'm just going to pour that in there in just a bit. But right now we're working on the tuna salad. This is a cold prep. So I'm just going to grab the celery. Make sure it's all diced properly. Celery and onions, and go right into the bowl right there. Close up. And any onions they have, you can put right back in the dish over there. All right. I buy organic Best Foods mayonnaise. I didn't know if you knew that this is made by Best Foods. Also Hellmann's if you're on the East Coast. But isn't that a wonderful product that they're making now? 100% organic, and they're, non-GMO sourced products like this are really special. So I'm going to use some of that. And I bought these organic kosher dills, and I'm just going to take a slice of this to make my tuna salad. Too many pickles kind of overdo it, so just one little slice is all I need. Okay. I go for the dill, but if you like sweet, you can get sweet. Yeah, like sweet gherkins, those are great. I love sweet gherkins. You want to avoid when buying pickles, and we've never talked about this. Most pickles have yellow dye in it. You can avoid that by getting organic. Or look at the label and make sure it doesn't have yellow dye. A couple of them don't have yellow dye. Okay, we're going to cut this pickle up right here. Very basic cut. And right into the tuna fish salad. And what I like to do is when I mix the two ingredients, now you can add yogurt and sour cream to this as opposed to mayonnaise, but I'm going to go ahead and put about this much mayonnaise in it. This is going to make a couple of sandwiches for me, so pretend like I put a lot more of the tuna in the other thing because I kind of want a tuna melt tomorrow. So I'm making it today, and one of the things about this type of pickle juice, you can add it to your tuna salad. So a little splash of pickle juice doesn't hurt. You want to keep your consistency really tight. That's why I use two utensils. Now the one herb I want to use here, that's sizzling those onions. The one herb I want to use here is dillweed. So I'm going to give it a nice splash of dillweed here. And I'll mix that in. Another thing you can use is a little pepper. Pepper is good with it. But I think you're there. I mean, that's the best tuna taste that I could construct without having to spend a lot of time and make it something too juicy. Now, when making your pan fry, I'm going to turn a pan on over here. You almost saw my feet there, I think. I'm going to turn this on level 3 here. My water is ready to go over there, so I'm going to go ahead and add my bow tie pasta to the water. I'm only using a half a box. You can use a whole box if you want. It'll stretch. And do recycle your cardboard. Okey-dokey. Right on. I think I'll throw a little pepper in there for taste. All right. You want to see that you want to see the dillweed? I showed you the dillweed. Okay, you want to stir your pasta. Never let it sit too long, otherwise it won't work. And bow tie takes a little longer than most pastas, so it'll take about 11-12 minutes to be al dente. You know, you can put mustard, definitely. Yellow mustard's got that wonderful turmeric in it. If you want to put some yellow mustard in your tuna salad, go for it. Yeah, that's good for you. Good idea. Yeah. You can also go in a different direction. You could have an Indian flavor with curry. But I think I'm going to go with just a standard. I'm going to get a couple pieces of organic toast out. Now I've been getting organic bread. Great Seed is made here in the Northwest. It's kind of like Dave's Killer Bread. If you've ever had Dave's Killer Bread, it's really good. I'm going to pre-toast a couple slices here. Okay. There we go. And my onions are ready to start adding my other ingredients. So remember all those celery things? Well, guess what? I'm gonna cut those up right now and use all of it. They say this is edible, the lettuce is, or the top of it is, but I don't really cook with it. It's kind of a bore to kind of mess with. My onions are ready. They're starting to like really get tasty, and I'm a little behind schedule on that. So while my onions are cooking right there, I'm going to slam these celery right in there as fast as I can, but I'm going to slice them nice and thin so they cook fast. But they've got character. They've got character. So I'm going to put all of that on top of the onions. And I'm going to take those mushrooms and do the same with those. Any brown spots like right there you want to cut off. But otherwise, if it looks good and they're fairly fresh, just go with it. Line them up like that, laying down. And just go like this. I love cutting mushrooms, it's so easy. Okay, throw those in there. Okay, we're ready to stir. Now take your tuna and the water that's in it and just pour it all in there. You don't have to drain the tuna here. And you can put both cans in there if you're using the full recipe. Okay, just throw it in there and then cover it right up. But again, use some dill weed. Very important. Dill weed really makes it pop. There's the popping sound. Wow, I'm almost done with this stuff. Just one more hit. All right, I'm going to cover that up and let it saute at level 6. I'm taking that up to level 6. I'm turning the other one down to level 3. The pasta is going to cook at a lower level now with the cover off. Great. And I'm going to use the pasta water to cook the peas, the frozen peas. So, yeah, I'm going to pour the water right in on top of the Pyrex there and cook them right in the water. So when I drain that pasta, I'm getting a double use out of it. Yeah, definitely. Always keep a nice paper towel around that's clean. I know. Yeah, there you go. Obama's still out there in swing because you guys never got the birth certificate issue going. You gave up on that. You decided Trump would decide your fate, which was a mistake. Clinton's still in play because Trump's deep state and he won't prosecute her. So you got the same problems we had in the previous elections, and you've got the most corrupt guy, greedy guy in the country running a country into the ground, named Donald Trump. Good job, voters. Meanwhile, I've been censored for 10 years. It's almost laughable, isn't it? It's hilarious how stupid our country has become. But I still love America, and I love the American people, so bear that in mind. Okay, look at that grill. It's so hot. It's like red hot. Look at that. That's just pushing ingredients. And we're going to get that that bisque. We're going to pour that bisque right on top of it in just a second. I'm going to give it one stir before I do that. And when I lift that cover, I'm going to throw that bisque right on top. That's a right out of the can condensed soup. Makes a nice Alfredo. Okay, meanwhile, I've got this grill on low right here. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in this grill. Whoa, that's a good amount of oil. I'm going to take a piece of bread here. Let's see if I need a light. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, I'm going to stir this over here too. Nice. Okay, I'm going to turn the front down to a level low, not as hot. I'm going to take my tuna salad and put it on the toast, like that. I hope you can see that. Yeah, you can. Okay. This will make actually 3 melts if you want to go for it. But I'm doing the full-on double melt. Okay. I'm going to grab a piece of sliced cheese. Okay. Okay, I'm going to set the cheese on top of the toast, like that. I'm going to take this side right here and lightly mayonnaise it, ever so slightly. That's good. All right. Okay, and put that inside, cheese side down on the pan. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Keep it up low. It's basically recooking one side. And give it a little turn, like a push. There we go. And turn it off. All right. I just slammed together the cheese melt, and that cheese is cooking in the pan right now with just a little bit of oil down so it doesn't burn. That's roaring. I'm going to turn that down to a simmer. I'm going to take the soup and add it to the top, like I said, right in there. Get a little bit of water in there so I get it all out. I'm going to turn this down to a low and let it simmer, and I'm going to give it a good mix. I'm going to break up the tuna and kind of meld it with the lobster bisque. Now those mushrooms are al dente, so that means that they're going to cook into the meal and make a really good Alfredo sauce. But it's not Alfredo sauce, it's lobster bisque sauce. And that's going to go on top of the pasta, the bow tie pasta. You had tuna melts yesterday? Cool. I'm going to flip that tuna melt now. Okay, so just take it. You don't want it to burn, so lift it up. Turn it over. And you've got that nice crisp outside. Now just set it on warm until you're ready to serve it. And that cheese will continue to melt down onto the cheese. Now that's a way to do it without using a toaster oven. Yes, that's the lobster bisque from the dollar store, Celery Chef. You guessed it. Absolutely. Isn't that fun? That's how easy it was. I'm just going to put that on like a warmer and it ready to serve at dinner time. You don't need to make the... now you can expand that tuna melt out in all directions. You can make the whole dinner tuna melts. Or you can go for this casserole that I'm doing too, which is making this a tuna meltdown of the highest order. You expected me to have like a problem, right? Like meltdown, get pissed off or something. I don't think that's Mark's account to know, but do copy anything you can. So I think somebody hijacked Mark's account. It doesn't make sense that Mark would be hating me unless, of course, he is getting paid and they're telling him to do that. That's kind of strange. Yeah, if it's true that this guy's made $50 million in the past 6 years censoring me, he's affected the growth of his political movement. In 2016, we could have been much bigger. That's a serious allegation to violate federal election law like that. Michael Cohen did far less when he paid off Stormy Daniels. So you can imagine what the government's going to see as a problem, if indeed there is a problem. Yeah. All right, I use a crock pot, just takes forever. Hey, that pasta's ready. See, when it pops up to the surface like that, it's pretty much done. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna cover it up and just let it sit for a bit and turn it off. So I've got, basically the burners are on simmer right now, the two burners in front here, and this one's off back there. You know, I don't use Italian seasoning in every single show that I do. So I'm just really trying to show you guys that dillweed is a fantastic herb that is fantastic for cooking with fish and anything. So right now that lobster bisque is melting into the tuna fish to kind of give it that mock lobster feeling. It is? Okay. Well, thank you, Dano. Keep track and send me email after email. You can send me as many emails as you want. You've been a leader in revealing all the corruption that's been going on and the censorship in my show. Thank you so much. And don't think for a second I won't remember. I will remember. And you've reported Mark to the FEC. Thank you. That bloke is reporting me. Thank you too. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and drain the water into the peas, because those have to cook for a little bit. So I'm going to put the peas in the sink. We'll take the bow tie pasta, just pour it right in there so it doesn't, yeah, so it kind of fills it up almost to the top. And then the rest can go down the drain. Okay. Awesome. I'm going to give it a little stir and let it cook in its own heat right there. Look at that. It's cooking in the sink. I always use this method with hot water. It's great. It conserves on heat too. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and backpacking trip, which I've done a few, you can definitely cook with hot water. It'll recook and cook and, you know, keep you going, and pretty soon you're wiping it on your face to stay warm. You're at the very bottom and you say, well, you know, it had vegetables in it. I might as well just put a washcloth in there and warm it up. Clean my face off with the vegetable juice. I know. Tuna sandwich, see how easy that was? And it's like a melted sandwich, and it's not overcooking because everything's turned off except it's on a low melt, it's called. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dano. You're awesome. Several screenshots. It's good. Okay, we're going to get this thing wrapped up very shortly. Okay, I can do that. Hang on. Unbanned CS 1177. Got it. Thank you. All right. But this isn't a big pasta dish, so I said 6 meals, but you can make a bigger pasta dish by just not cooking the tuna fish sandwich. Now you can put all those both cans in this dish, and it stretches it out and get a full container of farfalle, bow tie pasta, butterfly pasta. It's called different things. Okay. Oh, that's very sweet of you, but I'm not into that. Hey, Andrew. All right, so we're on to the next step here. Now I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna store this dish, this tuna fish, for tomorrow. So I'm gonna make a tuna fish sandwich tomorrow. So here it is, already prepared. So I'm just gonna put it right in the, yeah. There you go. One way to store food is just to put a plate on it like that. Wow, somebody's mentally ill. I didn't know that. You like those numbers, I see that. Hey, we're going to go ahead and clear the chat for a second. Hang on. And while I close down here, I'm going to turn slow chat on. That'll stop the attacks. And we'll be into the other show in just a second. So, all right. I'm going to take 2 more slices of cheese.